Hey everybody, I'm Dr. Plasma and I like dancing. Today we're going to go over 4 rules in Minecraft that allow you to do math very quickly and estimate things without having to think about it too much. We're going to go over the perimeter rule, the 1 and 2's rule, the 2 rules of 7, and handling lots of items in creative mode. So let's start with this hole I'm in. How big is it? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 across. So if I wanted to put a fence post around this, how much would I need? Well, the perimeter rule is plus 1 times 4. And so, if I were to pull out 28 of these, go to survival, that would be enough. And I know because if I take the middle number, which is 6, which is directly between 5 and 7, and I add 1 to that, so it's 7, and I multiply it by 4, then I need exactly 28. And you can do that. Test it out if you don't believe me. Pick a dimension with 2 different numbers. You'd even do it with a square too. So let's say you had an 8 by 8. Well, you need to go around an 8 by 8. You can just use the number 8. And then add 1, which is 9. Then multiply by 4. So 36 blocks is how much you need to go around an 8 by 8. Go ahead and try it. So, second rule, the 1 and 2's rule. So the 1 and 2's rule means that in order to have power with redstone, you need 2 additional items that don't stack for each one. This one's very simple, and everybody should know it. So now that I've got 2 more items, it's 2. And now it's 3. And now it's 4. All the way up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And this is 14. And then 15 will be your last one. And so that's a rule you should know if you've been working with redstone. To be able to control your output, that's how you do it. So let's talk about the 2 rules of 7. So I've got a lot of chests here. How many chests do I have? I've got 16 chests. So what's in these chests? I've filled them all the way up with redstone blocks. And if I were to ask you, without calculating, how many redstone blocks I have, what would you say? Well, the first rule of 7 is that 2 double chests is almost exactly 7,000 items. 1 double chest is 3,456, so 3, 4, 5, 6 items. It's just 50 less than 3,500. That's going to become important in a minute. And so for each pair, I can just assume 7,000. So that means with 16 of these, 7,000 times 8 is about 56,000. Now, if you want to get even more precise and know a bare minimum how much you have, you can subtract 50 for each chest. So that would be 50, 50, 50, 50. So that's 800 that we take away from that. So 55,200. So if you pull out your calculator, you would find that 3,456 times 16 is 55,296. So we were only up by 96 blocks and we got just a minimum, so we know we have at least 55,200. And so you can do that without having to calculate. Just remember the first rule of 7, which is that 2 double chests is basically 7,000 blocks. So what's the second rule of 7? The second rule of 7 is the rule for unstacking. So let's say I want 6 stacks of redstone dust. How many of these blocks of redstone do I need to decompress? So if I come to survival and put them in the crafting table, how many of these do I need to do exactly? Well, with the rule of 7, if I want 6 stacks, we need 6 times 7 is 42. And the actual second rule of 7 is going to be times 7 plus n. You're going to need n more. So for 6, I'm going to need 6 more. So I'm actually going to need an additional one. And so however many stacks you want, you need that many more items you're going to be short. And so if I do this and I take these, I want 6 stacks of them. There, that's just 6 short. And so now I've got 6 stacks. And so you can do that to be able to figure out how many you need right away. So first rule of 7, 2 double chests is 7,000 blocks. Second rule of 7, multiply 7 by how many stacks you want out of your compressed blocks, and that's how many you're going to need. So if I want 6 times 7 is 42. If I want, let's clear my inventory. Let's say I want to get out 3 stacks. Well, I would want to take 3 times 7 is 21. And so I would actually need 22 because I need an additional 3 blocks. So there's 3 stacks. There. See? Works every time. Works every time. And so Now let's get on to the fun thing, which is how do you handle lots of these blocks in Minecraft when you're doing a creative mode? What do you do? Well, I will show you. Oh, my caps lock on. What we're going to do is I'm going to pull out a dispenser, and I want to use dispensers for redstone, but I don't want to have to sit here and fill them up all day. Well, there's two tricks you need to know. The first one is the one I showed when we were looking at the CDs, which is middle clicking. By middle clicking, you can do this, and if you hold middle click down, it will fill it up right away. Middle click is very valuable in Minecraft. Definitely recommend you get used to using it. Now the second trick is control middle click. If I hold control and middle click, it gives me a dispenser, but this dispenser is not like other dispensers. Whereas a regular dispenser would be empty, if you mouse over it, you can see it says NBT on it, plus NBT. What that means is that inside of this is actually the blocks from when I control middle clicked it. So now we've actually filled all of these up at once, and so they're all full. And so if you've made it through the video this far, we're done with the math, and now you don't have to deal with math anymore in Minecraft. So throw your calculator away. Summon some of your friends. You can have a dance party. Every good dance party needs music. But the dancing at this party is mandatory.